Watch this. Good morning, y'all. My eye is twitching this morning. Today's my first day of school. Yay! Of my technically senior year, but I took a gap year, so it's actually like my third year. So junior / senior here. Today's my first day of school, and of course my car knows that and wanted to kind of give me a little bit of a heart attack. And stop working. At first it was just like this terminal connected to the battery. The electric car doesn't need the battery to keep going, but it needs the battery to have that initial like turn on for the car. First that was the problem, but we fixed it, or we know how to deal with it while we get somebody or we get the parts in. But now it's saying that my gear shift is like not gonna work. It pops up with a warning sign and my brindle is blank. Usually it's lit up. I can't change gears. And I tried to do the under the hood thing. It's my first time actually being under my hood by myself. It's not working. So, you know, I had to call back up. Somebody's on the way to get me. But dang, I just want to document this because I wanted to have a great morning before school and go to the gym, you know. I'm working out. I got my gym fit on. Super cute green leggings with my matching neon green socks. I look so cute and I feel good. Workout was great. I hit 10 new PRs. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what progress overload will do. Okay, this was supposed to go according to plan, and I was just gonna, you know, hop in the car, get my glam on, super excited about my first day of school fit, and head to school for 2 classes. Easy. And I know I was gonna get out early because it's the first day of school. We're not having a full lab the first day of school. Okay. And I had enough charge in my car. I had like 118 miles. What? But everything that happens for us, not to us. So we take it and we reflect and we have patience. We look at the glass half full. I'm very grateful that this happened here rather than being 45 minutes away. Nobody's able to help me. Find the positive side. You get back up, you dust yourself off. We're still gonna have a great day. So let's get into the rest of my day in the life of me and my first day of junior / senior year. We are back into it. I just took my shower and put some sunscreen on. It's like my primer because we don't play about the sun. Protecting my face from the sun using sunscreen, using hats, and that has really helped like my blemishes because I guess they're like sunspots. My loctician told me that she kind of deals with the same thing. The sun kind of makes them darker. So I have been a lot more conscious about wearing my sunscreen and using my protection, my sun protection, and it's been doing me justice. Also just drinking a bunch of water. If you drink enough water, your skin will glow. I remember one time in high school, I was doing a challenge where I drank water a day. My skin has never looked so plump and clear. So I did get a new water bottle that is going to help me with drinking enough water. I did want to tell you the full story with my car because it seems like my car knows when school's starting and that's when it wants to like act up. I'm sure we've all been there. I mean, I love my car. I look crazy. I love that car. That BMW i3 is so cute. It does what it needs to do. It's an electric car, so I don't have anything to complain about that. Like all the benefits of an electric car, except that I don't live in a big city. I live in like a very underdeveloped state. If I had this BMW i3 in like Miami or California, I would not be having a problem. But I have this car in South Carolina and there's like 2 to name in this whole state. So whenever you go to like BMW in this state, they're not gonna have the parts or they have to order it in and it's gonna take like at least a week. This is what I learned my first like year of having this car. I was like, it's okay, this is a different car, so I'm gonna deal with needing tires to be ordered and it's gonna take a week to come in, or needing this battery to be ordered and it's gonna need to take some time to come in. Like, I have no problem, and I'm very grateful and blessed to say that, you know, my family has multiple cars, so we can work it out. But this time around, something is going on with the battery. Even though we got this battery, I think it was about a year ago, but mind you, batteries are supposed to last like 5 years. We brought it in because it like just stopped turning on one day. Why? Like, what's happening? This is like no warning. And then the people that were gonna tow the car said that it's just something with the battery. The Terminator isn't connecting to the battery correctly, so it's like not turning on. But when we push it in, the Terminator into the battery, then it turns on and it's fine, because it just needs that initial spark to get it going, because the car runs on electricity, not battery. So we have been doing that for, you know, about a week before we can get it to BMW to see if they can just tighten the Terminator terminal. So I bring it to BMW and they're like, you need a new battery. I can't even get in your car is not opening. Like, the only thing that we can think of is that the battery's gone. I was like, I just got a battery from y'all, so I know it's not the battery. And I tried to tell y'all what it was, and it was the cord. At the time I didn't know what it was called, but I was like, the cord is what's loose and it just needs to be tightened. So they had my car for an entire day just to tell me something that was wrong, which that has been the streak with BMW. Every time I bring my car in, they're like, hey, we're gonna charge you $1,200 for this. And I'm like, no, that wasn't the problem. This is the problem. Let's focus on what we have to do to solve the problem and stop trying to overcharge me. And so when I get there and they're like, the car's not even opening, I'm like, look, this is how you do it. So I grab my keys. It's just a regular like key fob, but you can press a button and an actual key pops out of it that you can use to manually open the car. How do I know that and you don't know that and you work at BMW? It took me 5 minutes to learn that on YouTube. You need to learn your cars. If a car comes in, you need to do the research on the car. But I felt pretty good about myself because there was all these men like, oh my God, I don't know how to work this car. Your car is like, it totally needs to be totally replaced. And I'm like, watch this. Watch this. Boom, 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 it's on. And then we popped the hood and then we connected the terminal to the battery. And then guess what? It turned on. So I was like, I will be taking my car somewhere else. But that's the one thing that BMW has over me, is that I checked like 3 other places that deals with like foreign cars and specializes in BMWs and Porsches, Mercedes. And they were like, they literally said, we do not mess with i3s. We deal with every single BMW except the i3.
No, God, please, no, 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 no!
I was like, that should be a sign. I do know that they stopped making the i3s, I guess because of technical difficulties. I figured just because they are just trying to upgrade, so they are trying a new type of electric BMW. That's why we're in the position that I was when I was in the gym parking lot. I was like, I'll just drive it until that part comes in and we'll talk to BMW, because I guess that's our last resort. And this morning, it just doesn't want to change gears. Like, my whole Prindle is not turning on, which that's new. But I assume it's the same thing that's going on. So I was like, okay, that's probably the last straw for my little Beamer right now. And it probably shouldn't be driven all the way, you know, like 45 miles where I go to school. I love my car. And the reason why I love my car is because it's electric, it's different. Like, I hate to be that person that's like, oh, I just want to be different. But I do. I don't like to wear the same thing as everybody else. I don't like to have the same thing as everybody else. I like to be different, and that is to a fault, because now I have a car that is different and super cool, but it's so different that nobody knows how to take care of it correctly. And that is costing me a lot of moolah. And at this point, it's like, is it worth it? The reason why I got this BMW in the first place is because I was stuck on electric cars. I got this Nissan Leaf, which only charged up to like 70-80 miles, but I loved that it was electric. I loved the feel of it, I loved the drive, but I can't take it. Like, it's just unrealistic for me to use that with my lifestyle. So I looked into more electric cars, and that's when the Beamer popped up, and it was electric, but it also has an extended range, so you can use gas. And I was like, this is perfect. But now it's looking like more liability. I mean, all cars are liabilities, but like, damn, BMW is just a whole different type of ballpark. And I knew because I've had family friends who have had BMWs, and they have told me, they're like, BMWs are expensive as hell for no reason. And the maintenance is gonna be a bitch. Still, even though they say that, they still say it's worth it, and they still buy like another BMW and another BMW. So I'm like, maybe it is worth it. I had good service. I mean, like, I feel like that's the one thing that I feel like is maybe something that gets overlooked when you're looking for cars. Make sure that your dealership is like trustworthy or like reliable, because BMW over here is trash. They got a new manager, so I mean, things are starting to look up, but it's still just like the skill set that they have. Why do you not know how to open a BMW i3? I know that it's a rare car and you probably don't see it, especially in this state, maybe like once or twice, but you work at BMW. You're my only reliable source, so you need to know how to work the car. How you don't know how to get into the car, but I do. You can't even get into the car to do a diagnostics or to figure out what's the problem. That's the first like red flag. Everything happens for us, not to us. And we move on and we learn. And this lesson has taught me that just because you want to be different doesn't mean that you need to go to this extreme. But we live and we learn, and I have no regrets about having this car just because I love it. Every time I get my car, I'm like, thank you for turning on this time. But also, like, I love it. I love driving in it. I love the feeling it. I love the acceleration. I love that I don't have to pay for gas. I love that I don't have to get an oil change. It's not a lot of maintenance, but when there is maintenance, it's kind of a lot. A couple things that I just don't think is worth it is like the customer service. I'm a really big customer service person. Like, my grandmother opened her own customer service business in New York, and she has, you know, I lived my life growing up with her and she told me all about it, and she gives me like the customer service that I have now. So customer service is like a really big deal for me, and BMW is not it. And I'm just so aggravated with people that don't have good customer service, especially like a luxury brand. How you don't have people that is giving me luxury service and I have a luxury brand car. Right now I'm blending, so it gives a more natural look. I'll probably do another like line here because I like it to be really accented. I don't want to always have like this heart attack or headache that my car isn't going to be reliable when I need it. But that's my little rant. I'm really conflicted because I really don't want to give up on this car, especially after like all the money we've put into it. Just the fact that like I just have fallen in love with the car, and like I have my ego, I guess, attached to it. We're gonna have to have an ego death or something. Something has got to give. Like, if I never have to go back to BMW to get my car serviced, it will be too soon. And then I always go to the same guy. I don't know why I didn't pick somebody else this time. Like, the same advisor, he is such an asshole, like so passive aggressive. If you don't give me good customer service, because I'm obviously frustrated because y'all don't know how to get into my car, because y'all don't know what you're doing, because you don't know how to handle my car. And I told you what the problem was, and you like completely ignored me and said that I need to replace the battery when I know it's not the battery, because I just got the battery from y'all. And another thing too, he want to text me with periods and be like, yeah, so it looks like you might have purchased in 2022 and a 2-year warranty would expire this year. Sorry, what? What? You had time to do the math on your calculator, on your phone. You had time to peer check. You had time because you were writing out the text message to double check your work. If a 2-year warranty was purchased in 2022, what year will it expire? 2024 is the answer. This is what I mean by they are like slow in the head. But that's South Carolina for you. So anyways, we are just going to go with the flow. Thank God, again, I said we have the extra car, so we are able to use it. I need to get dressed so that I can make my lunch and breakfast on the way to school. Oh, let me put my lashes on real quick. So I needed to pack a super quick lunch because I was already running late. You can never go wrong with a tuna salad and some cucumbers. I didn't have time to add any special stuff because I was making this heavenly concoction, 20 grams of protein, no protein powder. I will definitely be putting this on my next meal plan video. So I had my nutrition class as soon as I got to school and found my friends. We went to the library and got some work done. Tell me why I never knew there was a second and third floor of this library, and I've been going here for 3-4 years. And it's so peaceful. It's like nobody's up there. And let's get into the first day of school fit. I got so many compliments on this skirt. Call me innovative because I tied my hair back with a braid instead of a hair tie. And those Doc Martin boots are made for walking, so you know how to put them on. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be cold in the classroom, so I brought an extra sleeve, but just knowing HBCU AC always going to be broke. But my first day was actually super quick and easy, just 2 classes, and you know, they get out quick because it was just going over the syllabus. And thank you to my mom, thank you to my mother for letting me drive her car so I can feel safe going to school. Since I got out early, I went to the store to get some essentials for the rest of the week. Yes, I did go in public, still curling the ends of my hair. Argue with your mama. And this is just a friendly reminder to wash your fruits and vegetables, please, especially them strawberries, boy. And a quick update about my car. We did get the Prindle to start working again and turn on just fine, so we brought it back home and let it charge. While I was at school, my dad was being a hero and going to the auto parts shop to see if he can fix the problem himself. And thank you to my dad, thank you to my father, because he sure did fix it up. BMW who, because they could never. And looking at the positive side, I think this whole situation was just a good time for me to reset and reflect on how I approach this car. Tell me why I found this Eco Pro and Eco Pro Plus mode that will help me travel long distances on my electricity. Before, I would try to save electricity by not using the air, like using as little electricity as possible. And tell me why this whole time this Comfort and Eco Pro mode has been there. I promise y'all I tried to look at the owner's manual when I first got this car, but I guess I didn't go into detail. The Eco Pro and Eco Pro Plus mode limits your miles per hour so that you're able to use more electricity in other places, and it lets you use the air and all the other resources. Long story short, we are back in business and better than ever. I cannot tell you guys how good it feels to drive my car again, and stress-free this time around. The lesson I learned from this is to keep your head up, always stay positive, but also stand on your ground and what you know, because if we would have listened to BMW, we would have paid $800 for something that we could fix ourselves. And now that all that extra stress is out the way, I can focus on school and enjoying myself, going to the meltdowns, and actually being immersed in the college culture my last 2 years. I really want to be more involved, so make sure that you are subscribed to my page so you can join me along this college journey, where I'll be dancing in the streets, going to the games, making new friends, but also staying on top of my academics, of course. So I'd love to give some tips on how to handle time management or ADHD when it comes to school. So drop down in the comments any questions or concerns you have when it comes to school, and I would love to give my tips that have helped me so far and that will continue to help me.